Once upon a time in Africa, little Mr. Hare and Hyena were great friends. When they were out away from home, they spent a lot of time playing games at outwitting Mr. Lion and each other. In those days, many animals took pride in making their wives cry out at night, some wives wailing at the top of their voices, trying to outdo their neighbors. Wives sometimes could joke with their husbands, and with that knowing look ask them, "Am I a mortar or a drum for you to beat the whole night? Why don't you get me a helper?" Some couples still perform this nightly ritual, though it is the height of political incorrectness to be seen to do so. One day, Mr. Hare suggested to his friend Hyena, "Today, let us beat our wives at night to hear who will be the loudest." When each arrived home, Mr. Hyena with a big stick commenced to beat his wife, who raised a hue and cry that woke the whole village. The more she screamed, the more he beat her, until she was sore all over. In the meantime, at Mr. and Mrs. Hare's, even louder screams could be heard from Mrs. Hare, including lots of loud booming sounds, but alas, Mr. Hare was beating a drum, while his wife pretended she was being beaten. Thus the song we still sing today.
Warufukwelile waruhiti nituthiĩ tũkarumia atumia aitũ waruhiti agĩthikũra mũka warufuku arumagia ndarama warufukwelile waruhiti nituthiĩ tũkarumia atumia aitũ waruhiti agĩthikũra mũka warufuku arumagia ndarama.
Commentary. A lady friend of mine joined a traditional Kikuyu grouping. You all know them, these groups. They are, to paraphrase the Donald, all out to make the Kikuyu tribe great again. One of the ways they hope to make the Kikuyu great again is by going back to the abandoned traditional rituals and practices like female circumcision and other lost esoteric teachings. My lady friend was told by one of the lady leaders of the group that for her to be a true Muogikuyu, she had to undergo the cut. When she came to me and narrated her story, I explained to her that traditionally, girls underwent the ceremony in public and as a group, so that it was quite clear when, where, and with who one did the cut. Today, in the absence of this open and public ceremony, one is very likely to be misled into being a hyena who beat his wife while the hare was beating a drum. Or how, just how, could my friend know that her advisor to take the cut was also cut? Isn't it likely that her friend was merely beating a drum?